you doing? I'm okay. You know, I have been following this this thing with Natureboy here and there.
Okay, he dropped. He'll probably come back on. Tender Catering. Hey, sis.
What's up, sis? How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I deleted all my videos on my channel. I'm trying to do a different format. I'm trying to actually go back to how my format was before, where
With
I'm
the
talking
juicing?
with the people. No, not the juicing. Where I'm talking with people and getting, you know, close and up. You know what I'm saying? It more talking than playing the same video that everybody got on their channel. We got to stop doing that. We got to do better.
That's a good thing, a good way to look at it, because a lot of times it's stuff that we want to say and there's so much you can type. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's so much you can type. The thing is, you know, and YouTube is cracking down on that. They're tired of people just they're calling it reusable content, and they don't want it on the platform no more. So I said to myself, well, that's good for me because I like to talk. I don't like putting the videos up. I like to talk about what I hear. But let me also put these other people up here that are waiting. No cussing. No cussing. You're allowed to come up here, but please don't cuss. So for now on, going forth, you guys are welcome to come up on the platform and talk with me. But please, I ask, no cussing. That's it. But every day that I do a live, you are more than welcome to come up on this platform and chat with the community. Not just with me, but for everyone to hear what you have to say. Okay, here we go. I'm glad. This is what's up. So yeah, that's how I'm gonna start doing it. All that playing the video and 10 channels got the same video. If y'all want to see that, go to that channel. I'm not doing that no more. I deleted every video. I even deleted my juicing. If you want to see my juicing stuff, go to my Instagram page. I'm not mixing that stuff up. It has nothing to do with commentary. My juicing videos. So who wants to talk next?
Hey, I'm sorry. I'm having some phone issues over here. I've been following this Natureboy saga since it began. Well, since the court issue began. And what I might come under fire for this, but it is as if we're trying to be upset with Natureboy for people being stupid behind him. Does that make any sense?
No, what you're saying makes sense. It does.
These are grown people, and it seems as if when we can't figure out how somebody else is thinking, we want to call them brainwashed and call them stupid. If they want to if they want to allow somebody else to smack them in the face, that's completely up to them. Right. You know what I'm saying? Now, I do think Natureboy is an idiot. Excuse, you know, I wouldn't do it, but you know, you saw the same thing with the R. Kelly case. You had people that willingly followed this idiot and did whatever it was that he wanted them to do, and they called it a cult. That's the modern church today, because you still have some people that are following these pastors and these preachers into stupidity, and in my opinion, it's not that much different.
Right. You know what? Let me say something. My position with it is, if you like it, I love it.
Right.
I don't think it's right. I'm not gonna say it's right. I'm not gonna say I don't think it's right at all. But if these people are willing to subject themselves to that kind of behavior and tolerate it, hey, if you like it, I love it. You know, the community doesn't like it, so we still have the right to speak our opinions, even if it doesn't change anything. But I'm gonna let this young lady talk. I'm gonna give at least people 3 minutes so that it's fair. So I'm gonna let Beth talk, and then at 11:24, then somebody else will talk. Okay. So mute yourself. Everybody mute as everyone's talking. Hey Beth.
Hi Queen.
Hi sweetie.
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Okay. I'm living right now in the Bronx, New York. So that's where I'm at right now.
Okay.
But I listen to your platforms all the time, and I just love the work you do, and how you just inform the people of the bad people. Right. Feel me? And my thing with Natureboy, I will not believe nothing about he's getting out or none of that. Those are very serious charges.
Yeah.
I won't believe it till the judge and the jury say he gets life in prison without no parole. Okay.
So let me ask you a question. So you think that with the charges that are against him, honestly, what time do you think that he will serve if proven guilty?
Okay, like I believe they don't even want that man back on the streets with that, because of that, the way that whole cult situation thing. Because he could go somewhere and start up another whole one.
Hold on 1 second, sis. Keep talking. I'm gonna leave away for a second. Please don't cuss, but you can continue to talk. I'll be back in 1 second. Talk to the to my audience, okay?
Okay, all right. So yeah, I'm just feeling like this guy is very sick. He's demonic. Like, I don't understand, like, where. And then, like, somebody did an interview with his brother. His brother's name is King, and all that stuff that he was saying about he was in the army and everything, he got discharged because he was crying, saying that he couldn't do it. You feel me? So this man is not, he's a wimp, because he wants everybody smaller than him so he can whoop on them. You understand? And I just feel like it's wrong. It's wrong, and I hope he gets what's coming to him. That's kind of like really all I have to say. Like,
so I'm curious, what do you feel he deserves life in prison for?
I believe he needs to serve life in prison because of the things that he was doing on the media, having those women slapping each other, and how he did, what's her name, Malia? He almost killed that girl.
You do know that, if you look at the law, especially as it relates to Atlanta, those are actually battery charges. Those do not rise to the offense of life imprisonment. I haven't really.
Listen, let's use the R word. The R word.
I'm sorry. The R word. I'm sorry. The R word. On the other hand, I have a look at the statutes and see what are the essential elements of that. But that will come into question because, the defense will always be that we were in a relationship. Right. What it will all boil down to is at the time that this R word happened, what was his frame of mind? Did he think they were in a relationship, or did he not? Or did he think he was forcing himself on her, and vice versa? Did she think they were not in a relationship, or what was his mindset? It all comes down to intent. So it's none of the things that he's done thus far, with the exception of the R word, would rise to the level of life imprisonment. Now, when you get life in prison for a particular crime, you have to prove that person, not only with the intent, but has done that multiple times before to that particular person or to other people. You have to understand that the maximum penalty is reserved for the worst offenders. Now, how many other times has Natureboy been? I'm sorry,
I don't know how many times. I know he's had harsh charges put on him that, if he was convicted for him, could have sat him down for a little while. I don't know.
Well, if he has had harsh charges, those are only allegations. How many convictions does he have that would justify him?
I believe she came back. She wanted to be the the wife, or however, the queen or whatever, and he told her no. Okay, that she lost her spot. You feel me? Yeah. And that's when that happened. And but she got on the internet and said that they made love. Then she said, "Ooh, maybe I shouldn't have said that." You're messing up your case.
I've seen some clips where
when you can be convicted of something. So pretty much you can say what you want to say. And I want to piggyback off of what Q was saying in the beginning. These are grown people over there with him. And people that want to say they need to get out, or they stupid, they mama stupid. Have a rebellious, straight out of high school teenager to think they know everything. And then tell them that they need to be rescued. They think they know everything. You can't save them. So most of them over there were destroyed mentally. To me, they all had made a mistake and found the outlet through him in life, because most of them said they had a disease and he could cure them, and that's what I look at it like. And when they say they had a hard childhood, those are things that he implement in their mind that are something to make you be with him. Come on, when Velvet said that her daddy had to feed them hot dogs and noodles, that's all he had. You know what I'm saying? That's an honest struggle. The wrong struggle is if he was leaving you there, not feeding you anything. You know what I'm saying? He working 2 jobs. He's sending to you and the 5 other children. That is a job of life. That's a real honest hustle. So these kids are turning our real life hustles for them into a wrong kind of struggle, like we did them wrong. So you have to look at it from a parent point of view before you go saying that he made them do it. No, they ran to him because they were running from reality. It looked like a bunch of them don't want to do nothing but lay around.
Be lazy.
And to compound what you're saying, to back up what you're saying, the biggest error I see with the people who chose to follow him is the fact that they never took into consideration the opinions of others as to what they're doing. Now, and that's about the gist of it. You know, it's very unfortunate, but hey, I mean, when you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes.
Right. But Q, let me just say this to you real quick. My position has never been, and put a Y in the chat for everyone that's in this live. Make sure y'all hit the like button. My position has never been foot on neck squad. Let's take this man down. Let's sign petitions. I started off doing commentary channel about Natureboy because I stumbled across Natureboy, and I thought it was just like an act or something that was going on. And I didn't even think it was real. But then when I looked further into it, I said, wow, this is really what's going on over there. And these people are allowing him to do it. So I said, I'm going to start doing commentary on it. Let's see if I'll get an audience for it. Now, that's all it was for me, commentary. But then
that's journalism at its finest, man. But go ahead.
Right. But then as time went on, when I had parents and then people who were thinking about going over there saying, you stop me from going over there, that's when I said, you know, something good came out of it. And that's all it still remains with me now. Something's good coming out of it, but it didn't stop. I'm not going to say that I'm super saver, you know. You understand what I'm trying to say? No, I feel as though for my channel, it's positive content because it is helping people. Even though that was not what my intentions was. It was just commentary. But it is helping people. So that's why I continue to do it. But as far as me trying to say, I'm going to go over in a lift or fly over there and then take a lift to their apartment and drag them out of there, I'm not doing all that. Or I'm calling the police to do a wellness check. I'm not doing all that. I'm not doing any of that. That's just taking it a little bit too far. I'm not going to coerce one of the X-Carbonation members to say he argued you. And this is how you write up the letter to give to the DA. That's taking it a little bit too far. I think.
So watch this. Watch this. This is a very interesting way to look at this. Take Natureboy and R. Kelly and swap places.
Okay.
It's the exact same thing.
Right.
The people that are trying to get to their loved ones is the exact same thing. Those loved ones making a decision and coming up with their own rationale as to why they want to stay or why they went there is the exact same thing.
Right. You're right.
But with R. Kelly's situation, if it makes sense to everybody else, that's what I got out of it. The parents were at some point okay with him, with their children.
Because they were getting money out of it.
They were getting money out of it, and they were, the intentions of having stardom. Come on. And then when you see he took control of them and turned them against you, you want to go to the media with it. He would have never been picking up my 16-year-old child from nowhere. Period.
Right. And they try to make it make sense.
Yeah, there's no sense in it. The mamas and the daddies.
Yeah.
That destroyed marriages from all the stuff that came out from that situation. And all the time, you're letting a sick individual be alone with your child. What man allows his daughter to be pulled up on the stage by a grown man because she's at the show? Certain ages, they shouldn't even be at a Chris Brown show. Have you seen him perform? He's gyrating all over the place. He puts on a good show, but it's not for children.
It's not for children.
Well, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. I had someone within, I have someone that was within the R. Kelly camp that I know personally, not somebody that I've seen every once in a while, and I talk to him every blue moon. No, this young lady I knew from when we were children, and I can tell you firsthand that she was stupid. Excuse my language. She was there for the stardom. She got too old, so
yeah. Let's yeah.
Okay, but nevertheless, with the thing with carbonation and things that are like this, a lot of times in life, as you're walking and you fall in a hole, a lot of times that hole is not for you yourself. It's for someone who's coming behind you to see the hole that you fell in and teach them to walk around it. Does that make any sense?
It makes a lot of sense.
Perfect sense.
Yeah.
So, there's somebody who may have come across your live and listened to your commentary and may have found themselves in a similar situation, be it by way of religion, be it by way of just foolishness, and have walked away from it because they've seen the hole that these other people have fallen in.
Right. You're right.
So, but
let me give a
commentary. I'll bow out now.
Okay. I want to give a nice talking to you. It was a situation where a counselor had to come into the home for my granddaughter, and she said, well, telling me, how the operation goes when they come and visit and everything. And she goes, well, sometimes out the month we take them to do things fun, go out to eat and go do this. I said, my granddaughter's not going anywhere with anyone without me. You can't even trust, people that are there to help them in situations anymore. You cannot trust people with your children. And then they get them and they manipulate them and make them not tell you things that are going on. So it's always to be aware is not to even start it. I ain't even starting it. You know what I'm saying? You can't even trust the churches no more. The teachers are messing with children. It's disgusting. And it's so sad to where parents have to go to work. A job doesn't care that your child is sick. They don't care anymore. You can't call and say my child is sick. So you're pushed to leave them places that aren't comfortable. My advice to any person with children, if you're leaving your children and they're crying, take them with you. It's something probably not right. And it's better
and they just can't tell you. They don't know how to articulate themselves like an adult to tell you that something's wrong.
Something's wrong.
Right.
We are the sole providers and instructors of these children. And even if you see other children with strange behavior, say something. You know what I'm saying? Those kids ain't just went there and just all of a sudden clicked out. You know what I'm saying? They already had some issues going on. It makes sense. Because if you can tell, because see, mine would try. My youngest, when she got older, she started thinking that her boyfriend knew everything and all this stuff. And I said, you know what? She'll call me from a distance because she know if I catch her, I'm a drag her. I'm not scared to tell my child right from wrong. I'm not going to sugarcoat none of your wrongdoings. I'm going to tell you about it. And I dare you to speak back to me in any other manner. Right. But they didn't experience that. They totally disrespected their parents over there and calling them, she talking about her daddy with this and that. And one time he tried to force something to say that Velvet had been molested. She said, I didn't never say that. She straightened that right then and there. Sick.
Yeah, it is. But like I was been saying for a few years, one thing I honestly have to live by that I've said is you got to know what your kids are doing, because that's how these people were kids too. And somewhere along the line, something wasn't happening in the house, and they found it outside the house. And you got to know at all times who's saying free three. You got to know at all times what your children are doing. You want to let them know that you love them. You want to be a part of whatever they're going through, because of the simple fact that if you don't, they end up with people like Natureboy. You understand what I'm trying to say? And things
absolutely
happen.
Right. Absolutely right. Look at these children today. We're burying more children than we're doing seniors today. Right. And you look at their pictures. I'm looking at pictures. A young man here got killed stepping off the school bus. Disturbing. So my husband was like, it was probably gang. I said, no, he was in school though. They don't go to school. So I go looking at the little boy pictures, and I see he up there with hundreds of dollars in his hand, standing beside his mother, and he has some $300 shoes on. I'm just able to afford those shoes in my 40s. Why is a child going to school with Christian Louis Vuitton on? They got on Alexander McQueen's. They just having the wrong concept of life. Those shoes he got on is not even what the teacher almost make on the paycheck sometimes.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of the guidance is being wrongfully put in their mind by their parents. They're being their friends.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I got a question.
I'm listening.
I can't think of any.
I don't go around looking for any.
There's a school called St. Augustine High School. If you ever got a chance, look it up. It is the first Black Catholic high school for boys in the country.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, it's the only one that still exists. When that school opened in 1956, it had the largest influx of reassignments to that school than any other school in the country. Why? These sick wanted access to these young Black boys. We're talking about the 50s, all right? So now, if you have these children that are attending this prestigious school that are being abused by these priests, who could they run to in the community that's going to go and take their back against? But yet, families still allowed themselves to be subjected to this type of abuse. It was, in my opinion, it's still
right.
And even with all of the stuff that has gone on with the Catholic religion, it's still not. Nature Boy was bad, but trust me, it's still not. Nature Boy still not as bad as what the Catholic religion has done to the.
Well, let me just say this. I'm Catholic. I'm not offended by what you said, though. So I'm making it. I was born Catholic, but listen. I want to say this. I don't want to blame white or Black. It's a people thing. Number one. Number two. Bad is bad. It's no. This person wasn't as bad. Bad is when you do something bad, that you woke up out of your bed and intentionally did something that was bad. Bad is bad. There's no. You can't outweigh who was badder than the other. It's something that whoever did it shouldn't have done to somebody else. Whether it's the Catholic Church doing this to a child, or whether it was Nature Boy in the company of his own house doing it to his disciples, neither one of them should be doing it. Both of them are wrong on the same level. You understand what I'm saying to you? Both of them are dysfunctional on the same. It's dysfunctional on both ends. It's dysfunctional on Nature Boy's end. It's dysfunction on those Catholic churches that happened in. Because not all Catholic churches are doing that. But I'm just saying the ones that were. You can't outweigh that.
Children being harmful to people, and more so children, bad is bad. There's no excuse for it. Not one is better than the other one. There's no
excuse at all. Because if you try to say, well, this person didn't do that much harm than this person, then if we start to like make ourselves believe that, then it's gonna make the world worse. It's already a havoc going on. It's already things that are just people going mayhem and like that 18-year-old that went into that school. His family didn't even have a clue that he was even capable of doing that. So we can't like forgive some bad stuff and this was terrible. So we can't forgive that. It's not right. None of it's right. It's not right. Nature Boy knows what he did is not right. That's why he's on Zoom calls and they're recording it and he's putting them up as downloads, sharing it with the public, because now it's starting to hit him. I'm in trouble. He thought he was invincible. He didn't know they was watching him for years. All they were doing, he gonna gradually go. Yep, he gonna actually go right back into who, because that when people tell you who they are, believe it.
Believe them.
That's as simple as that.
Like they said, he's so comfortable with it that he's so cocky. He puts it out there for them to see it. He doesn't care. He has no remorse for souls, people, period. And if anybody takes Chip to go with him, I'm like, you see what he's done before you went over there, then you want to run crying and saying he did this and telling everything to go on. He didn't hide who he was over there. That's the main thing that has destroyed him recording everything he does.
Yeah, but who does that unless you wanna? That's to me pure insanity. Why are you recording why are you recording something that you should not be recording that can literally put you in there? I really feel like he put himself in there. Nobody had to help put him in there. He put himself in there.
And y'all think about this too. Just as many of us that dislike his actions, millions of people love what he was doing. That's the scary part. So like when the women, it's really more disturbing when women do it. Get on that live acting like how he's acting and carrying on is cool. That ain't cool. But even though it's nothing nobody can do about it, it's nothing cool about how he does treat people with weak minds. That's like going to work in a disabled home with mentally retarded people, and you treat them bad because you know they defenseless. It's nothing cool about what he does. Nothing. And he should be stopped. And if he didn't do the R word, no, he doesn't need to be convicted of that. But so many people are trying to defend it. We don't know. We were not there. But I can promise you one thing. Some kind of evidence came from somewhere for them to try to update helicopter.
Let me tell you something. You're right. But let me tell you something. We don't know and we weren't there. And the people who are coercing the victim to press charges, they weren't there neither. And that's the only thing that makes me mad. You sitting up there and you dead wrong. And I think the people that are coercing, even channel holders that are coercing it, what is there, a personal? Because see, people can have personals with you and they never even met you in the flesh. That's a sign of a sick person too. When you ain't never met this person. They get too involved with
strangers.
Yep, right, exactly. You ain't never touched them in the flesh, but you ready to take this person down. Now I know I'm gonna have people in the comment section talking about you want to see Natureboy free. I want to see just what Natureboy needs to get. And only God at the end of the day is going to make that final decision. Okay? So he better be praying on it. Because he's going to need a lot of prayer for this one. Because I believe that they're going to really bring it to him. Because they're tired of him. They've been watching him for a few years. This ain't no 4 or 5 months watch. They've been watching him for years.
For years, and just want nothing they could do about them because they were grown. But when you have that kind of allegation out there about you, they're stepping in.
That's what broke the camel's back.
Yep.
Was when he had the R charge against him. They're like, wait a minute. Now everything fits the bill from what the evidence that we do know about him. That he could be that kind of a person that would do that. He just could be. And we're not gonna.
We heard him say it. We heard him say it when Musa was trying to mess with 𝗪𝗑 in New York. He said that looked cool. That is a sick mind.
Right.
To take it, not even just something, that kind of way. I don't want to get too deep into words, but to take anything from anybody, and you've been told no, is sick. If somebody say no is what it is. You cannot have that piece of bread off your plate. If I say no, that means no. You don't have liberty to just take it.
Exactly.
I said no. But the world, and the more I look at social media, and I'm always listening, just being nosy, I don't get involved. I see that there are really some sick people in this world, and a lot of them flock to social media. Natureboy was one of them.
Yep. He's addicted to it. He's in jail, and he's still trying to. Yep, he's in jail. He's still trying to make his name to be known, and he wants to still spread the knowledge. He wasn't spreading no knowledge that last month or so when he was showing his private parts and doing all kind of nonsense.
Walking around doing that Willy Wonka song, girl. I thought I would pass out. God. That took me out of here.
Did you see the what was it? What do they call it? The Vogue walk he was doing in the rain?
Yeah.
Oh my God! I must have looked at that like 20 times. Neighbor? Oh my God! Well, if I was a neighbor, I think I would have been mad, but I would have been cracking up seeing that.
Just to look out your window and see that.
But I know. I mean, I don't know. I'm not like a real uptight person. Now the music late at night and all that craziness, I would be pissed at that. But looking at him doing that in the rain, I have to honestly speak, I would be cracking up at that.
But when you're going into these rural areas where people are doctors and lawyers or whatever, good jobs, whatever, they don't want nothing. They run their neighborhoods. That's why they have them HOAs. You do not. I lived in a condo. When I tell you, that condo community is so picky. You can only put out black trash bags. They didn't have a dumpster. You couldn't grill on. You couldn't even wipe your tires down in the front yard. They put those rules in place to keep stuff like that out of their neighborhood. Not just to pinpoint black people, white people. The riffraff is what you'd never heard a loud car going through with music in that community. That's how much they get in play.
Until he came along.
Oh, let me tell you, that lady. And do you know what really struck a nerve with me? In all the years he struck nerves with me, but this one really won. When he said, talking to them, he said, "You know how black people are." That ran through my blood. Okay. What do you mean? How black people? You showing them what black people act like? You
exactly. Fool? Yeah, he says a lot of things that just don't make no sense half the time.
It was disturbing to hear him say that.
Yeah, but you can't take nothing he says seriously, because I don't think he even believes half the stuff he says himself. He says it for shock value.
And make it so bad, it shows his cowardness. Because when you think about it, when they got involved, when the police got involved, he dummies down to this little boy, like he in the field about to go get kicked to the cotton again. I said, look at him. And then when the police showed up, let me tell you what I also felt. When they showed up and he came out that door, did you hear the first thing he yelled?
What?
"We have a baby."
Oh yeah, it's almost like he was putting the baby like as a shield. Oh my God, I thought it was just me. Yes.
No. I told my mom, I said he will use that baby for a shield.
Yes, when he did that, I was like, he's the type of person, even if it wasn't the police, he would use that baby as a shield to save his life. That's the first thing I thought of too. Oh my God.
Yes, ma'am. That's for he was so nervous.
We are on the same page.
Always, you know that. Always.
I know that. Woo, child, that gave me the chills when you said
he
that.
He yelled for that baby to be shown like that was gonna protect him.
Yep. Like New Jack City.
Down?
Yep. Like New Jack City.
Can you put your guns down? Can you put your guns down? You can't tell them put their guns in. What the man tell Moose? This ain't up for debate. Now shut up.
Exactly. This
ain't up for debate. And you see, they snatched him up off that ground so quick. He was who they wanted. But in the comments, I can't see him. I'm in the laundry area. Do you guys think that any of them will be held up on these charges with him for knowing about it?
Well, that's why I keep saying, sis, you know how they sometimes pull in a co-defendant. I said to myself, True better be quiet, for they end up saying, I think he been there long enough. He know just as much as Natureboy knows that he's done. And
because they thought that stuff was okay.
Yep, I believe. I wouldn't be. Wait a minute, hold on 1 second, Q. I'll let you talk. I wouldn't be surprised if they put him down as a co-defendant, drag him into court as a co-defendant. And you know what? If he does, he gonna get to talking. Trust me, when he sees them numbers. But go ahead, Q. I'm sorry.
Has anyone seen the bill of information that's filed against Natureboy? I'm curious. I haven't read it, and I'm not sure if anyone has posted or even spoken about it.
Well, I seen it, and they added new charges to it on top of what he was already being charged for. And it was what
did they charge? What did they add to it?
Whatever they found on the the tablet and the cell phones that they recovered. So I can pull it up, and today I can go live again and we can discuss this further.
Yeah, I'm very interested in knowing that.
I can pull it up. What's going on,
Queen? They added the charge. They added I'm sorry, Miss Mom. They added a charge of oh my God. Let me go back inside.
Right, their accomplice, exactly.
Right. They added that charge. What is that charge they added? Oh, attempting to mess with the victim.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Remember, he wanted them to contact her and all that. So he got that new.
Yeah, that's weird that they would charge him with